Okay, let's go.
Okay?
There we go.
We are 2020's best small medium enterprise business advisory podcast in the United States. You know how we know that? Because we won the fucking award, you fuck boys. Yeah. From thanks Lux Global Excellence Awards, proudly hosted by Lux Life Magazine. Yep. Get us on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, apps, Spotify. Hook us up with that subscribe, rate, review. That's the cheat code that gets us up the podcast ranks. Wouldn't it be awesome if we could be in the top business podcast?
So awesome.
I really want to make that happen one day. That's a life goal of mine. This episode of Sweat Equity is sponsored by Warby Parker. WarbyParkerTrial.com/sweat. Gets you 5 free pairs to try on at home. What's Warby Parker? It's the disintermediary in the eyeglass.
What?
Sunglass game.
What?
Disruptor, if you want to call it a better cool name. WarbyParkerTrial.com/sweat, like Key Sweat, like Montez Sweat, like Sweat Equity. WarbyParkerTrial.com.
I get it.
/sweat. 5 free pairs to try on at home. You type in your little prescription you get from your doctor. They send you the glasses you want. You don't like them? They don't fit your fat head? Like everybody told me when I got my 5 pairs? Send them back, get 5 more. Try it on.
Yeah.
Try it on.
It works.
You can't do that with Adam and Eve products, can you? Can you try them
They
on?
will call your head fat, but they'll send them.
Once you break that seal, you can't send them back, but not with Warby Parker. WarbyParkerTrial.com/sweat, like Key Sweat, like Montez Sweat, like Sweat Equity. 5 free pairs to try on at home. We've got Timothy Lackey
Kimbo Slice Lackey.
EmpathCoaching.com. We ready to get this party started?
Yeah.
Howdy toddy!
Sweat equity. Sweat equity. Sweat equity. My sweat equity.
Guys,
My sweat equity.
well, my face already hurts from that intro.
What about my
I was
sweat
doing face
equity?
exercises. I don't know if that helps, but
Lion
Face
face, lion face, you got to stretch it out. Lion face, lemon face, woo.
It's a good start.
That's from what's it? One of those Kevin Smith movies. I can't remember.
what's the theory behind that? What is that helping with?
You never seen actor? Have you ever been in an audition for anything where you see all these actors like milling around doing all these weird face exercises?
I have never been in an audition.
Really?
No.
You couldn't make it to the auditions?
I've been
She
to
was late.
a dance audition, but you didn't. Why would I wasn't speaking?
Oh, I forgot. You. Oh, damn it! You should have bought your tap shoes.
She claims the tap, and
You've seen them.
I've seen the.
Yeah, I can own shoes.
I can buy tap dance shoes.
I can own ice skates and be like, I'm a hockey player.
I'm pretty sure I can tap dance too. I mean, it's not that hard.
Well, you all just said before this whole thing started, what am I bad at?
Tap dancing?
Lying.
Oh,
Oh, I thought he was right.
I did.
Before this started, you were already saying that I'm not good at holding back.
Yes.
Even
was
when I
saying,
know it's bad ahead of
You have
time.
like truth Tourette's.
Yeah.
Like you could just not say something
Eric.
some of the time.
Can you tell him what your favorite, Eric? I like the announcement of your favorite thing about me.
Oh, I was saying that my favorite thing is that Kim can't hit the brakes when she knows she shouldn't say something, and she'll be like, I probably shouldn't say, but and then she'll just
She turns
say
into
it
Roseanne
anyways.
in there?
Yeah, I'm just like,
I don't.
like I don't know. There's even you can try safe words. None of it works. You know, she'll still just say it.
What is that in a meeting? When do I do this?
Sometimes.
Like all the time?
Not all the enough that I picked up on it. Yeah.
Let's
kinda
do your
proud of it.
plugs. Empathcoaching.com.
Yeah.
If anybody wants some life consulting, how would I phrase it? I should know this because I helped you build the brand, but I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I don't remember the
You don't remember your
taglines.
marketing?
Not from 4 years ago.
It's all right. It's actually been more than 4. So
Has it?
You're fair. Yeah, fair.
Really?
enough. Yeah, it's been. You
Weird.
did that in 2016.
Website still looks clean, still looks good.
Sure does. I still look like. My
Thanks
photos in
Squarespace
there.
for no promo code ever as a
know.
sponsor.
I know.
We've done 200 websites in Squarespace, and they're like, nah, we're
And we'll
good.
still keep using it too. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's the best.
It's still the
but
best.
Not the best at marketing.
Your tagline for me is how to get you on your path, your right path. So it's
It's a little wordy. We can beat it.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure I just made my specialty is being wordy. So
Yeah.
what I'm saying is I didn't nail what you came up with.
It's
I'm
all
sure.
good. But empathcoaching.com. I
Yeah.
have to make sure we get these plugs ahead because I'll forget. And, you never want to do them at the end of the episode because
Ain't nobody gonna finish this.
some people don't make it all the way. It is a full 33-minute episode. So.
Thank you.
What do we want to get into? We did some pre-pro via text this morning.
out the
Biohacking, because I'm looking at this Ben Greenfield
Yeah, check this out.
Encyclopedia Britannica.
Yeah. So that
Ben Greenfield, who I've heard on Rogan's podcast, Eric has a man crush for him.
I do too.
Is he in your man
but
crush
I'm not
Hall of
a man.
Fame?
No.
Who's in there?
No. Wim Hof.
Wim Hof.
And that's where it ends.
He's not really that handsome of a guy.
Doesn't matter. He's
Isn't
got that
does a
charisma.
man
Yeah, he would. You know what? He breathe with you while you cuddle.
Oh yeah.
cuddle
He's so
puddle?
relaxed.
Ooh, what is a cuddle puddle?
Oh yeah, let's get into that. Let's
is
get
that?
into it right now.
Is that a biohacking thing?
I think it is biohacking. It releases oxytocin, a hug. So if you need to
I'm
release
gonna act like I don't know what it is, but what is it?
you don't know what oxytocin is, or a
Or
cuddle.
cuddle
know what
puddle.
he means.
First off, that phrase is like
I
the
know,
word
you hate
moist.
it.
It's so gross. Moist, moist, moist. Yeah, we just lost all 2 female listeners.
Well,
we've
that's
ever
great.
had.
I don't think it's that. I don't think that word is gross. So maybe
That
we lost
phrase-
the male
That
listeners.
phrase bugs me. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
Puddle?
A cuddle puddle is, I mean, I think it's just a way to bond. And I mean, if I've done them in workshops before.
What is it, Kim? So the
tell us
audience.
what it is.
Everybody falls on the ground in a puddle and cuddles.
Falls on the ground?
I mean, you get on the ground with a group of people, like 20 of them, and you cuddle, and you have to be touching.
Comments?
Okay.
Anything?
So if you want to, all right.
I'll just let the pregnant pause of the dead air after that just soak it in. First off, this is like, you showed me a picture of it, and I was like, this is, the first thought I had was this is like being a male feminist. This is like a way for dudes to touch women that can't touch women normally. These
Okay.
beta male guys.
Well, look, the photo that I sent you was from a workshop, a 5-day workshop I did at the Esalen Institute in Big Sur, California. I signed up for this workshop, and we get in there, and I mean, the topic was anatomy of a calling. So, you know, it's kind of based on Joseph Campbell's.
Focus.
That
Focus.
Yeah.
Joseph Campbell,
I'm an
something
adult.
or other.
It was Joseph Campbell's The Hero's Journey was basically the focus. And so we get in there, and you're sitting in this room, huge room, 50 people.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm
That's
listening.
great for my ADD.
So you paid a lot of money to go to Big Sur.
And the lady is like, "All right, so we don't know anyone's name, nothing, and we have to go." and
Even
do this
better.
cuddle." And we're all going. I mean, I'm not touch. I like to touch people that I want to touch, but I'm not like that.
Is that your
just
love
with
language?
Randomly, no,
Okay, just want to know. All right.
it's quality time.
Oh, okay.
But if you'd like
Bilingual.
to know,
I'm all 5. I need all 5.
I kind
I'm
of need all
thirsty.
5 if you
Yeah.
really want to know. But anyway, so what was cool, honestly, was like at the very beginning. So the very beginning, we're all like, you don't really. I'm like trying to find people that are way across the room that I don't actually have to go back and sit. That like I'm like trying to figure out. I don't really want to touch that person, and we're literally all kind of like touching like this. And then that one that you saw was the very end of the week, and we had to do it 3 times a day. So honestly,
Holy
God, you paid for this?
it wasn't cheap. But at the time they had these things, like she was talking, the instructor was talking about, or the group leader was talking about, like in New York at the time, and whatever, I'm sure LA where you were living, they had you could pay someone a freaking like Uber driver to come over, like this
cuddle?
yes, like the equivalent of, and you could pay someone for like 30 minutes to come cuddle with you, because it does have legit positive benefits. And what if you are lonely or alone and you don't have anyone to hug?
So my thing is, yeah, I get that. And look, COVID, the COVID Mulligan era, the Mulligan year that we've had, you realize like you do need that touch. It's weird. It was weird not like giving people hugs if you're a hug kind of
Human
person.
connection. I mean, it's that's its own epidemic.
But my
to not have
brain immediately went to the worst thing, which
know.
is like you don't have problems getting hugs. I'm sure. I'm saying the guys who are like, yeah, this is gonna be
Yeah, the guy
sweet.
who
This is
started
gonna
that,
be sweet.
I'd love to see a
Well,
picture of
in
him.
that specific group, there were not very. I mean, there were 50 people. There were some men, not very many,
Yeah,
and
that's right.
a couple of them
It's like a
were.
retirement community. Mm-hmm. Look, it's a good ratio.
of
I'm really
them.
good friends with a lot of people still from that, and that was also like.
Yeah, they
Not
know all
anymore.
the secrets.
Not after this podcast.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think they're listening to this.
No?
What?
Not when we have the word cuddle puddle as a keyword.
Yeah, that'll pop
Well,
right
since
up.
I'm on it, and when I share it with them, they might listen.
Yeah, tag them all.
Yeah, they can hate on it. Call in. But it's one of those things where I feel like the fact that there's so few guys means, yeah, sure, they're super
Most men
lonely.
aren't. It's not the most common. If you're talking about masculine, feminine energies, most men aren't going to do. Unfortunately, they don't always do the self-help deep dive healing.
Totally,
Okay.
totally agreed. Don't okay me.
Okay, do you get it?
Okay. Don't do that, okay? Put a period on that whole topic.
You two are like my brothers. I just learned you're the best teachers. I
Well,
learned so much.
My thing
Thanks.
is like, I just only see it for nefarious reasons because guys don't, even if they want to self-improve, they probably find out about this cuddle puddle like 3 times a day,
Yeah, but
know.
the whole
and then they
point
go
of
to
me
the room
telling
and
you
beat off.
the whole time the point of me telling you how it occurred was that we didn't know. We didn't know that was happening. There was not
The
part of
beating
what we
off or the-
signed.
oh.
No one signed up for knowing there was anything to do with a cuddle puddle. It was awkward for everybody.
Oh, that's weird.
That's what I'm saying. That was
You
the
know what?
point of me telling you.
My second thought was a bad thought.
They didn't know.
Like a bad improv warm-up game, where it's like everybody together, lift an invisible manhole
no,
cover together.
the whole point.
No, you're going too fast. We got to do it at the same time. Yeah.
We also, we would come in after lunch and you'd have to like dance around. Have you heard of 5 rhythms dancing?
No, but can you stand up and do it, please?
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically
It's
like you're
Greg
at a
Hines.
widespread concert, like Wet Noodle. It's whatever you're thinking, feeling. I mean, fireworks coming out of your fingertips, whatever.
So
fake
my
tap
normal
shoes.
is to not dance. So if I was just like,
What?
"Meh."
So, well, like
I'm not-
again,
I'm
the
not a
po-
dancer, guys. Not when you guys are
Everything I
looking.
do is so that I become
you
a better
think
dancer.
if your mom was here and you asked her as a kid, as a little boy, you didn't shake your tail
She's got a
feathers?
she's got a go-to story where I lip sync Michael Jackson in front of the whole school when I was like first grade, and then that set that forever as.
So
being-
what happened is someone laughed at you probably, and then you.
No, I
it-
fucking killed that lip sync.
Yeah, that's
fucking
what-
St. Mary's was like St. Mary's Episcopal Day School. Shout out! It was like what they put a rafter up in the basketball gym.
So, I don't know. I don't.
As a
I
win.
think you. If you're
I
not
may have
still
peaked.
doing it,
I think I peaked at like 10.
well, you like attention. So if there was
That's
positive
for sure.
attention there, then
Oh
I don't
God,
see.
Jesus, guys, this
I
is
don't see
attention
why you didn't-
intervention. Nice.
Okay.
Don't fucking MK me.
I'm still recovering.
This
Throw it
isn't
in.
like your
I had
thing.
to throw it in.
I'm still recovering from my mom telling me I wasn't a good dancer when I was a kid. She's like, "Oh, you can't." And now, I'm amazing.
Do you just go in?
If
or-
you do
you
say
go
so
to-
yourself,
do you
can she
just
call in,
Ring the
please?
doorbell, Mom. I could dance and just like
Whatever,
skip
Kim.
around.
If anybody's dancing, I'm down. I mean, we've danced.
Oh, wow.
Silence. Nothing.
Oh,
You guys have danced?
I danced.
We
Is it like
tear
the-
the club up?
Was it like the tango and True Lies?
I danced like
Pretty good ref.
pretty all night long one night.
So
were
biohacking.
out.
Biohacking.
And
Yeah, hold on. Hold that book up, Kim, real quick, if you can, if
yeah.
you don't hurt your back. So on our team, we do a book study.
Twisted.
We like to do a book
You got
study
a
once
single
a
shot
quarter.
on you right there. Yeah.
And Kim orders a 600-page textbook
By the way,
that we will not we'll retire before we get through
it's
that.
literally
thing.
a textbook.
Yes,
Ugh.
it is.
Oh well, look what I opened. But you know what?
I mean, I like what's
I
in
just
there.
opened up to vaping in the Boundless book. I bet you that's about vaping and nicotine.
Probably.
yeah.
Law.
What?
Law, stop.
My
Well,
podcast.
you be you.
It's our podcast.
It is your
Ew.
podcast, and I think you should just be you because that's being yourself.
I'll
That's
fucking fart on the
self-care.
mic if I want to.
If it starts to stink, though, there's nothing grosser. Stink
I
burps.
I have.
I do have a thing with smells. I can't really deal with that.
Well, you're downwind.
You mean you're a woman? That's like a lady thing.
Really?
You ever? All right. How about this? You ever walk into like, when you have friends that would like you go on a trip and it'd be a bunch of dudes sharing one hotel room, and then a woman would walk in and be like, "Oh my God, this place smells like complete
But I think
farts."
it's just because again, women shouldn't walk. I mean, if a woman walked in and was like, "Nice, I love this fart smell,"
Well,
I
we
think
paid for her to come in. You know.
Oh,
what I'm saying?
nice. Well, she should have been
NBA
okay with
Jam.
it then if she was paid to be there. But
Yeah, it's probably the
you know what men
easiest thing
what
she had to
smells
do.
men don't like? Do you like to go into like a perfume store?
You know, look,
There are
guys. I
certain
dance.
smells
I dance by
that-
myself.
right.
the
and
answer.
I like going into department stores and getting sprayed by everybody.
Look, I'm just saying that there are.
But you
certain
have to walk
smells
into
that
it.
Men and
I have to
women
s-
don't like.
I sashay into this perfume.
I think women
You
have a
flip your
better
hair.
sense of smell. Women have a better sense of smell than men. I think that's pretty well known, right?
Well,
Yeah.
that should biologically happen since you all have smelly farts and underarms.
Well, wouldn't you?
I think it's a
shouldn't
primal
you-
Because
Because
it
it would
thing.
It
you
would
would
evolve
just
the
dumb
other
down your
way.
smell. You would not want to smell it
Oh,
because
because
or
we're
you
all
couldn't
smelling
deal
it on
with
ourselves. Okay.
it. Yeah, and
Yeah. I think it's like women and having babies. They're supposed to be able to smell disease or something.
Oh yeah.
why don't you just make that up? You want to look it up in this book?
No, that's
No, I'll
your-
never
your,
find it in
Your
there.
sense of smell when you're pregnant like goes through the roof because it's like your body's trying to protect everything around you.
Yeah.
Like I remember opening a Highlight beer when baby mama was pregnant. She's like, "Is that?" I was across the room. She's like, "Is that beer old?" And I was like, "I just bought it."
I don't
And I opened, and she's like, "That I think that's rank." And I was like, "Oh, whoa!" Like it's like
That's cool.
Since your sensory is like your body's protecting everything that because of the baby.
Yeah. It's like the only superpower.
Yeah.
Pregnant
Except
woman.
that they're growing a
Yes,
life.
yes,
That's
that
pretty cool,
too.
too.
Fine.
Hey, we got vasectomies. Okay, that's even
Yeah.
money, right?
Yes.
Right.
yeah. I mean, I think that's responsible.
What biohacking tips you got? You got a lot of stuff on the table.
I did. I brought some stuff just so I didn't. That is. I kind
I
of
didn't
thought
know
we
if
were
that was for
talking
the
more
show.
about the importance of self care.
That's fine. Yeah. What self care tips do you
What's
have?
the difference?
See how good of an interviewer we are.
Let me tell you what we're talking about, please.
What kind of care self things do you have today?
Well, I mean, in general, I do think where biohacking comes in terms of self-care is the importance of self-care in general is that, we have to make time for ourselves. That's the basic answer. Life gets busy and hectic and
Sure.
taking and prioritizing yourself, you can't give from an empty tank, all of those things. But it is legitimately, depending on somebody's personality and how they kind of are in the world, more sensitive and sensitive to things energetically, empathic, etc., the more important it is to prioritize yourself because it's easy to give too much to others. Where biohacking comes in my opinion, is you get more bang for your buck. The fact
Okay.
you are taking care of yourself in the most effective, efficient way, which if you're a busy professional or who cares, just generally speaking, I mean, time is important. There's only so many hours in the day, so I love the biohacking space.
That's the
for
basis for me waking up at 4 a.m. It's
Yeah.
just because it's like I know that nobody's gonna bother me and I can do my stuff early and then deal with the rest of the world after that.
Yeah, no one. I think you put it on this podcast, and you got me to do it as early on as no one steals your morning,
Right.
right? And
My morning.
well, and both of us are not chipper. I don't think in the morning. So like, it takes me like a good hour before I want to talk to really anybody.
Yeah, I've been doing it for so long. Like I don't even know anymore. I might be a delight in the morning, but I don't know. Nobody's talking to me for an hour, so who knows?
You can get on that ham radio with your ham radio friends. Old school style. But the biohacking thing, I never thought about it like that. I always thought about it as like a continuous improvement thing, like which is same kind of umbrella, but more like, really, I almost looked at it as almost making yourself a guinea pig for your own tests, your own science experiment, right?
Well, I think, you look at how
That's the way he does it,
Well,
Ben Greenfield.
they'll try anything. I mean, yeah, I think that you can take it to that extreme.
Like we all bitch about diet.
I mean, I think
Right?
like David Asprey has kind of over biohacked himself potentially. I mean, and
I don't know who he is, so I'm like,
he's like
The
the
bulletproof guy.
he's the bulletproof coffee guy and kind of the original. He's at least the original sort of has made biohacking.
well, he's probably an aberration of like I think you can probably go too far with anything. Moderation in everything, including moderation, right?
And you can't do, every aspect. I mean, some of these people like David Asprey or Ben Greenfield, he's not necessarily. I mean, that's his job, so he tries everything and does everything. It's not all applicable.
Yeah, you have to kind of pick and choose. If you did everything that they're doing, that's all you would do. That would become your job. It's like you got to figure out what works and then,
or
go
what
from
you
there.
need, what is most important to you. Like for me, recently, you all know I had COVID, and it was my second round.
Yeah.
With it. So
It can't
How
happen.
fun was that?
yeah, I mean, the second time around,
God,
honestly,
it's such a goblin of a disease because you just don't know if you have it. You're like, it's so confusing getting it, right? You're just like, is this it? I don't know.
I know.
This could be 20 different like, it's like a bingo board of like symptoms, and you're like, I think I have 3 of these. I think I might have it. Like that's what makes it suck. That's why it spreads so much because you just don't know.
well, I didn't have that problem the second time. I did not have that problem because I knew exactly. All of a sudden, I just realized, oh, feels like when I had COVID
Yeah, you
the
knew
last
what it
time.
felt. Yeah, exactly.
But I did give it to one person, and I felt bad about it. But I didn't spread it all around. But when I had it,
Yeah, it's not like
That
you had
you
the
know
flu and go into work like a lot
Correct.
of people used to do back in the day. They'd be like, I tough it out. And you're like, no, you just fucked the whole office, like, or whatever manufacturing facility you were in. Like, it took
Put your
it
hand
took a
on
while
all the
for
baby
us
bottles
as
as they go down
as
the
a
assembly
society
line.
to be like, that's not cool. I mean, it's
Right.
annoying. People come their snot nose and everything. You're like, what are you doing?
well, because it'd be
Did
like
you
rub
just
some
go
dirt
home?
on it kind of mentality, and then it's like, well, no, you affect the people around you. It's not just you being tough,
Yeah,
all
but
the
at the
time.
same time, people love to put over, oh, he's never been sick.
Well,
Never missed
even
a day of work.
Even at work,
I've never been sick.
even at work though, I mean, in all of this stuff with COVID at work, the team tells me, they're like, oh yeah, I'd like to stay home. We want to stay home because we're worried about getting infected from the office that I had been in, and this was like the office hasn't been disinfected. I'm like, well, the disease does not live in the air, so the office is fine. But the whole point of you being home at work is you isolating yourself from other people. You've been exposed to me.
Right.
Have you been? I'm thinking I can see all your Instagrams.
Yeah.
Have you been? You've been staying home and isolated. That's the point. And they were kind of like, oh yeah. So I mean,
Oh, yeah.
there is this. Again, like
It's like this thing's like a civic duty. If you get COVID, you can't go. I mean, I thought I killed his dad when I had it. I was like, I think I got it, and his dad walked into his place, and I was like, oh fuck, and I was like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was too late.
well, the
At
second
that
Still
point,
alive.
it was
He's
definitely too
not
late.
dead. He's still
no,
alive.
but I was like, oh shit, this really has ramifications. These really bad, like,
Eric probably gave it to me.
What?
Your dad had it. Your sister had it. Then we're here all the time.
Okay, what
And
are you putting
then-
that on me for?
and putting
I
that on
just
the
do it.
airwaves.
I was waiting for the announcement. I was waiting to announce my knowledge on
Okay.
this live
Maybe.
on the air.
Maybe.
Look, it's kind of cool
No,
that you
it-
got it. You know.
2 times for
He's-
me, man.
Whoa.
Oh shit.
I think the
Oh,
lights think
shit.
so too.
That is
Are we still running?
crazy. I think so.
We biohacked.
It didn't, the computer didn't go
the-
off. TV
that one
stopped.
did.
Well, what is going on? Oh man,
Well, I think
was pretty
that's
cool.
a yes, Eric.
I know.
That was a yes.
I've never seen that before.
Well, what just happened was some major light flickering.
It's on video.
Well, now,
Oh, sorry.
now the stream. I can't tell if we're streaming or not, but we're still recording,
I'm
right?
still recording.
Yeah.
So, what I'm trying to say here, amidst your burp, that's a really good sound effect.
I'm
Thanks,
doing it on
Slop.
purpose now.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Newsflash, asshole!
Getting that one.
So, I did a lot of like red light and sauna treatments,
Oh,
and I
infrared?
could think and
Oh, did you bring your glasses?
I did. I brought them.
Oh, put them on.
Red light.
Are they blue blockers?
They're serious blue blockers. When you
Oh my
take
god,
these
you
off,
look like Penny Marshall with these. I bet.
oh,
I
Eric
know.
already made fun of me for 'em.
I was like, well, I mean, it automatically adds 30 years. And
God.
30 years I want to never wear them, but I would only wear them at night. Eric's like, as I said, I never want to wear them.
They look
nodding
crooked.
yes, like,
Are they
please
crooked?
don't
Oh, because
do
of the
that.
headphones, I think.
Okay.
But yeah. Yeah, those are,
pretty dope.
Or you could laugh in my face. about
that is no. Those look
So-
good. I'm glad you paid for those.
No, but
money.
they have a purpose to
Yeah.
block out the blue light, or
Well,
you
it's
could just
really-
turn your stuff off. But
it's actually-
you could put those silly glasses on too.
Well, you could just, or you could keep being addicted to your cell phone and wear the red light glasses
Yeah. Oh,
so
there
that
you
you can
go.
do all of it.
Nice
No,
workaround.
but I actually bought them because I don't know, I was watching so much TV. Sleep is, lack of it, form of torture. You need to have sleep. There are some fundamental things that where I get into the biohacking is on sleep, hydration. I'm kind of obsessed with hydration lately.
Okay.
The hydrogen tablets that I gave you all.
Oh yeah,
and
Yeah, I
the-
took them.
They're fun.
Sure.
What's fun about
I
them?
feel bubbly inside my body.
Did they give you energy?
No,
You
I don't know.
tried to work out, and then I really think they help me with recovery.
I think they gave me a little
Recovery
energy
is
boost.
super important. Anti-inflammation. I mean, there's just some things that we can be effective and efficient, and then I find it helps me sort of also cheat in life. Like go out, and I'm serious. Like if you are,
Like if you have COVID, you just do that. And
well,
then-
that did. I mean, in a way, like I had it
Like
for
you
3
pretend to be
days.
the banker in Monopoly and steal
Totally.
some money. Yeah.
Or I can go out and have a few drinks and not feel like crap in the morning.
Sure.
And also the in my day-to-day work life, I help people. I work with a team of people. I can.
With all that, all those elixirs you have? In,
Oh yeah, let's see them
tablets,
labels.
What's something practical someone could walk away with? As
Well,
far as
this is spray for the red light bed. I love this. This Keon Lean is a supplement. It helps with blood sugar and
linebacker drafted
well,
fifth
weight
round.
management. This is from Ben Greenfield Company.
Tackle Keon Lane.
But you can you take it before you eat a lot of carbs, and it helps me metabolize it, and I know it works. It works every time because I can't eat a lot of carbs without crashing,
Yeah.
and I totally can. And
What
it
is
doesn't
it?
do that.
Fiber? Chitosan? What is that?
I don't. It just helps with. It has a lot of. It has adaptogens and digestive enzymes primarily. So it helps. The adaptogens help with your fight or flight response. But if you eat a lot, so many people have allergies to carbs, sugar. Not sugar so much as an allergy, but I mean,
Like a
it's like
reaction.
one molecule away from heroin. Sugar is very addictive. It is.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think we're gonna get to the food science and how it's manufactured one day and be like, this might be as bad as cigarettes. Like,
I think we're there, but I mean, and that's a bio.
you guys look into this stuff. I'm saying the general public, generally everybody kind of knows we've been fed a fucking impacted assful
In
of, like,
America.
Right.
of
Not
cigarettes being
worldwide.
horrible, but like food, how we genetically modify food and it's so cheap. I like me some GMOs. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying you can go too far in one direction with it, and the sugar stuff is crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, the term GMO's got a bad rap. It's like, genetically modified, is it organism, whatever? A lot of stuff is genetically modified, just putting certain kind of plants together to grow, and could be the same thing, But it's when they start getting crazy with the preservatives and chemicals and adding that to it.
I mean,
Ugh, it's-
really, and it is. I mean, seeds themselves are worth more than their weight in gold.
What's that now?
Seeds,
Seeds?
like to grow food.
Yeah.
A
Read
certain.
the Hunger Games?
Yeah, and that's Monsanto. I mean, Monsanto's a seed company. The Roundup, all
boy.
that. I mean,
Should we
yeah.
call Sam Tripoli?
I mean, I'm just saying.
Are we getting into
but
conspiracy talk?
it's not conspiracy. It's fact.
I
I mean, the fact is, Monsanto is a seed
Fact is
company,
whatever you
and
want
they
it to be.
also and they
is a
also own
no,
Roundup.
for sure. It's
If I could do it again, I would get into the politics of food. It is something I'm super passionate about because in America, I mean, if you don't know, we are fed crap. The SAD, the SAD diet, Standard American Diet. It is. That's what it is. It's sad, and we are really undernourished.
It's true. It's like to eat healthy, it's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
To eat horrible, it's cheap.
well.
And that's all. It's just
I have a
like-
theory on this though.
Oh, here we go.
If you don't eat as much, you can probably eat cheaper.
Sure.
Well,
Right?
also
we eat till
calorie
we're
restriction.
full. Well, how about
Calorie-
let's just the American diet is more about we eat till we're full and then some, right?
Well, the American way is overindulgence, and so
That's what I'm saying.
you can emotionally eat and look to that to fill yourself up, etc. So I mean, there's a psychology absolutely to eating. However, it is the way that we fuel our body. So if you're not giving yourself those things, and that's why I said
That's why I do
biohacking.
steroids.
That's why I said that biohacking
Please
is
do.
helpful in.
Should I do steroids?
Excuse me, boys.
Okay.
Just kidding. Okay, guys.
Cut this feed right
Biohacking
now.
is helpful when you're cheating because sometimes I do want to eat pizza. I love it. I'm not saying it's great for me, but
What
if
can
I'm
someone
taking like
listening
this,
do to biohack? How do they start? How do they get into it? Like, what's the baby step into it?
How about identify something that you think is really bothering you and holding you back, and go from there.
Okay, everybody
Is it
think
your
about
weight?
something.
If it's your weight,
Get in your cuddle puddle.
cut your sugar out.
be by yourself.
That's the first thing, sugar is just the number one thing that it affects so much, and it's in everything. And
Is it in this
start
beer?
reading
I
labels.
mean, I think to get, if I was gonna tell somebody how would you kind of get into biohacking, it's almost like how would you get into science? So I mean, it's a pretty broad topic. I'm serious.
I know it's a funny phrase. How would I get into science?
Right. Well, I mean, there's so
wanna
many
get into
aspects
science.
of that. So I would tell someone I mean, not that I'm trying to promote this guy, but I mean,
Yeah.
like Ben Greenfield, I would scroll through the guy's podcast list
Are you
and
a
see
corporate shill
because
for Ben Greenfield?
because whether it's
wishes.
hacking your relationships or hacking psychology, hacking the way that you work and or optimizing your mornings, like you all were talking about, breathing.
Yeah.
The Wim Hof breathing that Eric is talking about, or breath work in general, is seriously profound. I mean, we live
Yeah.
in a state of fight or flight. Many people do. I mean, depending on whether you have PTSD or whatever, and you cannot, if you're in a hypersensitive state or a parasympathetic state all the time, you can't think straight. You're living in a highly cortisol fueled state, and you can't solve problems there. You're not yourself. You're on edge, antsy, and paranoid. But there's people that just live there all the time without
Die
even
young.
realizing it. It's a space of normalcy. And whether you have lack of sleep, you're taking care of your kids, you've got a highly stressful job, etc. If you're not prioritizing yourself and self-care, then you're not able to you're just not able to. I mean, God forbid a problem happens, which so often, like, I don't know, a mom gets, life throws us curveballs, so
Sure.
you sort
Like
of have
an
to
actual
train,
stressful
yes,
thing
like a real
happens.
stressful thing. So you have to train yourself all the time. Like that book we were reading, Badass Habits. I mean, that point of that book
Jen Sicario, is that her?
yeah, the point of doing that and
What a cool name.
having habits
Yeah.
is so that you're training, just like you're not going to go out and just run a marathon or complete an Ironman. You have
we're
to
not-
keep doing.
Humans aren't that unique as we like to think we are, right? We're about routine. A lot of us are about routine.
Yeah,
A lot of us can't. The chaotic people, I was just talking to someone today about this. I was like, "What do you want to be, that person forever that's always late and always like, oh, I got so many things going on, and like,
Right.
just never get your shit together?" Right? Oh God, the whole "I'm busy" line is like when people tell you they're busy and they're fucking not.
Yeah. You better be busy when you tell
better
me
be
that. You better have a
fucking,
big
like-
stack of shit in your hands. Be like, I can't do it right now. I'm busy.
You better be like
it better
Kamala
be-
Harris's like do-boy or something. Like
Yeah.
you better be like really busy. Like
Exactly.
I don't. When people tell me that, I'm like, okay.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
sometimes I'm so serious.
No,
No, you're
I
not.
know. I'm not talking about you.
No, I know,
When
but
I'm talking-
sometimes I'm so busy that if someone asks me, like, "Oh, what are you doing?" I'm like, my brain is so. I'm like, I don't know.
nothing.
I really am like, where would you? I'm like, I'm good. I don't know. I don't even know where to start to explain what.
But it became like an over like
Just a go-to.
yeah, like this cover-all kind of statement to just be like, look, either I'm doing important things, like kind of a weird flex, or like,
Or I just want to be lazy in this
I feel like
conversation
that
I'm
happens.
having.
or I don't
in
want to make
dating.
shit happen. Ooh, yeah, for sure.
I do, and you're like,
Well, because the
I'm
whole
not
thing.
gonna sit here and rattle off my list. Okay, I don't know. Like I'm not gonna I'm not gonna flex my muscle
Well,
and
yeah.
go through all this list of stuff.
And
that
plus, the
I,
other
oh,
person
you
that
are, me
sees
too.
like, here's all the shit I've got going on. No one's like, oh shit, that makes me.
He
horny.
was right.
Yeah, like
You're like, I don't want to know. I don't know.
unless they're like on the spectrum, they're like, get it, I got it, cool, But I'm saying like, I've done that list of like, here's all the shit I'm doing, just because I think I'm being transparent, with that, and it never plays the way I think it's gonna.
It's actually
So
disempowering.
I just say
find.
meh.
I find no, that's seriously what happens to me. I find it's disempowering to go, oh, let me just rattle off all my stuff. I'd rather just be like, well, if you're interested enough, then you can discover.
Sometimes you
my
get a
busy schedule.
Well, sometimes you get like a productivity boner when you're really like getting in there and like, yeah, I'm getting shit done, and you kind of want to be like, look, I'm love language affirmation all day. Like I just need the good boy. I'm a golden retriever. You can just pet me, and I'll be like, I'll do whatever you need. But sometimes I found myself doing that. Like, here's all the shit I'm doing. Check it out. And they're just like, I don't. Okay.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh yeah, this isn't. If I got this text, it would look like I'm a maniac.
How about if I started telling them, actually, I'm searching for my red light glasses, and I am working on my
just
red light.
read-
No, but I'm just saying that I feel like that someone would be like, what the hell?
So what is the dating scene like for you? Because let's piggyback off the last time you were on the podcast. What is it like?
Do you wear those glasses?
No.
Do you find biohackers in cuddle puddles? Is that a
No.
Craigslist dudes in cuddle puddles?
Oh
Like,
my-
hey,
No.
I like the way you cuddle. You
No.
just,
What is that?
Ew.
I don't know. I know. I'm trying to make it creepier.
Is that an impression?
No, just a creepy guy.
No.
I can't wink. I'm watching you wink. I can't do it. You're
You
not.
can't wink.
Did I do it?
I
Yes,
think you
you
had a
did.
I
stroke.
feel like I know. That's what I feel like it looks like.
You did wink.
Well, okay. Yeah, I don't know what you want me to tell you about the dating game. I mean,
I don't know what's up.
I'm
I mean,
doing it.
we talked about it last time. I think you had a friendship burned the last time you were on, talking about.
it's
dating.
okay.
Yeah. Did everything work out okay?
Yeah,
Should I not have brought that up?
probably.
Nah,
It's okay.
she ain't gonna listen. He, she, they, whatever their pronouns are. What? So no, I thought that was on our docket of things.
Oh well, I mean, like I said, you guys teach me a lot in the dating world.
I'm just
Thank
trying
you.
to get
You
it
give
through
me
your
an
mind.
Insight on guys for sure.
I mean, well, yeah, guys, we're not that difficult to figure out. I never really understood why women are like I don't understand this. What is it?
Yeah.
That like overthinking of what guys are doing, because if you really just think of guys almost like dogs, almost just like hey, what's up?
I don't know
There's
if
not a lot
everybody's as open as you and I are, though.
I
Yeah,
know, but,
that's- I
but
don't find that.
we probably
I would like
overdo
that.
it. I'm saying most guys are like,
Yeah.
oh, I want to, yeah, let's go to dinner. Like, and they're like, what does dinner mean? What does that mean? Like,
Yeah.
like
I don't
overthinking.
do that. I don't.
I know you don't do it. I'm
I
just saying
personally don't
general.
read into it, but I do. I mean, when it comes to dating, I mean, I do feel like I'm. If I've like hacked that at all, I get.
Any listeners out there
Really
want to take
clear.
Kim out? Let's
Yeah.
broker
Oh,
this.
great!
Hit us
I
up.
get.
Let's make some shit happen.
I get clear on what I want, and then I have to practice.
Oh, let's put it out there to the South Tampa community.
Oh,
here that
gosh.
we're not dating, so there's rumors amongst our friends.
Oh, you guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
Stop.
right.
Yeah.
It's out. Everybody knows now.
That we're not dating.
No, I actually know who Kim's in love with.
Oh God,
Yeah.
please.
I think I do
We're
too.
gonna get you a basket with
Yeah.
his face of stuff, and
That's off mic stuff.
This
We'll-
is part of the thanks for the jokes, guys.
Mm-hmm.
And who? Let's just clarify that who Eric's talking about is more of like if
serial killer.
it would
vibes.
be-
here we
it
go.
would-
Here we
it
go.
would-
She's about to say something. She should
What?
say.
Yeah. Yeah.
it's my way
Pump
of
the brakes, baby.
because I don't like you to put out there that a lie. The way it's really my nemesis. And so
Oh, there you go.
if my
That's why he's hot.
It makes
no,
it hot.
Yeah.
I
Can't have
can't
him.
stop. I am getting nauseous. Stop.
Better take some of that shit next to you.
Yeah,
I'm
spray
gonna
your-
just tell
your
you.
stuff.
Don't puke on the book.
He knows that is not the case. Is what
Well, I said it.
he knows we
does?
are not friends.
Okay.
Let's stop.
But
Nobody wants to listen.
Want to be
this.
lovers.
I don't know.
No.
Oh, okay. So what is it like on the dating scene post, like in this COVID era? Because it is tricky.
Well, I mean, honestly, work was so crazy at first. I really didn't start dating until you and I were talking. You made me. You started doing a whole.
You should.
So, I mean, I think it's important. I do think it's important to open yourself up and put yourself out there. My personal practice is trying to be honest and speak up for myself, speak up for my needs.
Yeah.
That's my thing. Because
That's
it's
why you
not
go on the
easy.
bad dates now.
I think even probably guys would think that that's easy for me, and it's not at all.
What do you mean?
To speak up for myself when it isn't. It's easy for me to speak up for myself when I don't care or have like attachment to an outcome. But in a scenario with a guy, if I'm like, oh, I don't want to be a pain in the ass, and then I can ignore like something, and I don't make
giant
excuses
goiter.
for it. But I will. But I'll
I'd be
cut it
honest.
off.
Like I think most guys appreciate if you just go, I don't like that. Because
I know.
we are dumb.
So
when
I
it
do.
comes to
That's
this
that's
stuff.
my thing.
Yes.
That's my practice.
Be more on the spectrum, I'd say. Just be like, this is exactly how I feel. Because we can't figure shit out. If there's like nuance,
Yeah, you better beat it to
and
death.
like the thing I've noticed a lot in the business world, professional world.
Well, brought it back around, I see.
Yeah, see how I did that?
I did actually.
But there's a lot of like, I'm fine, I'm cool, yeah.
My
I'm
most
and
recent-
you're not fine.
My most recent stressor about that was I told you I had COVID. I had it for 3 days, and there was a guy. He'd had COVID too, but like a while ago.
Cute.
And I
Oh wait, this isn't.
no, and we were supposed to do something.
a COVID love story.
We were supposed to do something and go out, and then I had told him. I mean, we had plans to go out, and then he didn't mention when that was going to be. So I did stress out about being like,
I have an
so does
STD.
he not want
It's
to
COVID.
or what? Right. Last time we were on here, you started talking about freaking STDs too.
Do you have any?
No.
Oh, I don't
Okay,
know
well,
why.
Just get it out
You were
there.
talking
If we're
about
gonna have
herpes the last time.
Well, no, it's like having herpes when you have COVID because you should tell everybody.
Yeah, you gotta tell everybody.
No.
It's
how
actually
that
worse.
Remember
You
the
gotta
old
tell a lot
PSA where
more.
you had to call everybody you sleep with. You've slept with that
they
person.
tell two
and their-
friends,
their friend.
and
Yeah.
they
I
tell
totally
two-
remember.
Now you
I
sell
remember
Herbalife.
we would have someone come in and they would do like
Plant
the
high school?
exponential circles and like this is how this works.
Yeah, cool. The way to scare us out of out of sex, they're like, cool. AIDS is a thing that everybody can get, and
And you
should
die.
And you saw kids, so you know how that goes. And then you're probably gonna get an STD before you're 18. And you're like, oh, cool, thanks. They just scare you into being a Puritan.
I had some girlfriends over the other night that we went to high school together, and we all were like laughing so hard about how we would like make jokes about STDs, which is so ridiculous. We didn't even know what they were. We just like heard the words, and all in my yearbooks, like people signing my yearbooks are all it says all this stuff. I don't know what that was about, but I mean, we were laughing about it because I'm like, we have no idea why we were talking about this. We didn't even know what the heck
I
it
kind of
was.
don't know what you're talking about. Your yearbooks, instead of in the crease of it, it said like "Have a nice summer." It's like "Hope you get gonorrhea."
Yes, 100. That's what I'm talking about.
Really?
Yes,
Like that
in
one
the
time at band
context-
camp.
Yeah.
Mhm. Thanks, Eric. See, that's what I'm talking about. What you guys teach
What?
me.
Oh yeah, you didn't know that
Oh,
was
just
from American
Eric.
Pie.
Kim's been saying it for years. That one time at band camp, not knowing the rest of the line.
That's
I'm
the
like,
It just
best.
fits
you
so well in
understand
so
what
many
that is, right?
circumstances.
She's
My
like,
buddy didn't know what a teabag was, and he was with a bunch of dudes.
I know what that is.
I know,
see?
but
I'm excited.
listen, my buddy Scott was with a bunch of dudes, and they're all laughing about something and carrying on, and he's like, "Yeah, but what about receiving a teabag?" Like, thinking it was like a awesome thing.
You ever get that?
That's the best. I wasn't even there. I heard this secondhand. I was like, "This is the best story I've ever heard."
Well, hopefully that hasn't happened to him.
It obviously has not. He would not forget it.
How do you
College
know he
is
didn't
weird.
want it?
We're gender fluid. You know,
Right.
Who knows? You ever do a power sit up?
No.
You ever
No,
done
it's
that?
not.
Apparently not. I don't know. I feel like I should.
It is secretly the gayest like prank of all time,
Yeah.
but it done by the most like ego, not gay bros of all time. Wouldn't you say?
Sure.
You know what it is? So you go, hey, I bet you can't do a sit up to the kid who's like, I can do it. I can do a sit. I can do a power sit up. And so they do something where they hold a towel on your head and you go, and they let you get one up like halfway, and they're like, you can't do 2. And then a guy steps over you with his asshole open, and they let the towel go, and the face goes right in the asshole.
The towel's covering up their eyes.
Yeah,
to be clear.
right. Yeah, sorry. And so I'm like, wait, the guy
What's the joke?
who volunteered, the guy who's like,
Who's
yeah,
the
put
prank?
your nose in my
That's
asshole.
where guys are so gross. Like they just do that stuff.
Yeah,
First off, it's
one,
hilarious, but like,
it's funny
First
to
off,
hear
you
about
just
it.
did it.
no, I would never
last night.
volunteer for it, and you never get suckered into that. When someone's like, you can't do that. I try to do this to Eric all the time. I'm like, I bet you can't do it. He's like, stop. Don't do it. Why? I'm like, but
I have I learned that the hard way. I have an older sister that would do that, and I'd be like,
power sit-up.
No.
Whoa, woman one.
no,
Now we're breaking territory.
just the you can't do that, and
Changes
I learned
everything, kind of.
Yeah, because it goes, oh, yeah, that's the ego thing where you're like, oh, yeah?
yes, I can.
Yeah, I can.
Watch me, and then all kinds of fun things.
Well, I'd be remiss. What else do we have on the set list? Anything?
I don't know, but you didn't let me finish my story anyway.
Okay,
good.
tell it.
I
Finish it.
I spoke up for myself is the thing. I
Yeah.
asked the question. It seemed like it wasn't a big deal, and I was reminded it wasn't a big deal. But
That's
sometimes,
self-care.
correct.
Yeah.
So speak up for yourself. There's all kinds of. I'm kind of a self-care junkie.
Well, our
Mornings are important. I'm with you. I cannot get up at 4 a.m., but I'm definitely with you.
can? You
I
wanna
mean,
run
I
stairs
guess
tomorrow?
I can.
I could tell you she cannot.
run stairs with me tomorrow. I'll
I
pick
don't-
you up.
Eric, you might not want to work with me if I.
I know.
Oh,
Trust me. I'm saying,
It's totally the way he pitched
Most of
it
my
too,
job is handling
But the
kids.
way he pitched it to me too is like when you have kids, it's
Take
like,
that
what are you
back,
doing?
Eric.
What are you doing at 8? 9
okay, I
o'clock
take it
most
back,
nights?
but
you know,
I mean, that's perfect. Oh, perfect.
but the way he pitched it was like you're not doing shit after 9 when you have kids, when you have little kids anyway. So
Yeah.
it's like you might as well just try to train yourself to get up and get that stuff out of the way. You know, the workout. Are you going to run stairs with me tomorrow?
no.
Doing it
4:45
tomorrow.
a.m. Convention Center, Tampa.
I will.
I want
morning,
like
but not
Fight Club
tomorrow.
people to meet up with me and start
I'll bring my
running stairs.
boxing gloves one time. Sometime.
You're never gonna do it.
Well,
I'll do it once.
that is a ploy on what you
I
just
know.
said.
I know.
I sound like.
You'll never do it,
Yes, I will.
wuss.
Fine. You're right. I won't. Thank
right.
you.
I'm gonna do it once and just pretend like you're chasing me the whole time.
Yeah,
Leave me alone, mister. He keeps chasing me up and down the stairs.
I like it.
I'm gonna show up and just
good
manage
sketch.
the whole operation.
Oh,
All right.
great. Just be 20 minutes late,
Anything
and
else?
then ask me to do it.
We're at overtime unless we're
Wow,
trying to do
Eric
2
is
eps.
being very passive aggressive.
That's
No,
what he does.
that's not passive aggressive.
That's
That's
what he does.
regular
It's kind of
aggressive.
his thing, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I thought it was funny.
Very passive aggressive. Aggressive, passive aggressive.
I'm surprised you're not laughing, Kim.
I'm
That's
not.
a good joke. That's good.
I'll let y'all figure this out.
No, I will not cut this feed until she tells me it's
I don't
there.
think-
It is. Okay,
I
well,
don't
I'm
think-
fine.
I don't
I'm
know
not in
if-
trouble
I-
anymore.
I honestly don't know if we're live anymore anyway.
She laughed. I'm not in trouble.
So, anything else we got?
So much, but I probably
What?
nothing that anybody else was.
We can
listening
go. We can cut this in half, make 2 episodes out of it, or just do a longer one.
to. Well, I don't know. I mean, I wanted to hear about your self care tips.
What
are you doing?
Shave your pubes. That's big.
What if you have laser hair removal?
Did you do that?
A long time. Not a long time
No,
ago,
here
but
we
yeah,
go.
I did.
Well, now we're getting to we're cutting to the core, literally. So, how was that process?
It hurts like hell.
Really?
I mean, yes.
I'm sure.
Okay, so in my
Did
own
you do pits too?
yeah, double trouble.
The ankle hair you used to have. Did you get rid of that?
No, that's no.
You
'cause
kept that.
You have to do the whole. I just shaved
It's a little
that.
cuff. If you grow it out. If you like, I'm going
It's
your
kind of stylish.
style. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm uncomfortable.
Um,
Not really.
no. Interesting. So self care. I don't know.
But you should.
I'm
should
trying
trim that
to-
up. I do agree with you on that.
I trim it up, and you can't just, you know what? You got to do it over the toilet or else it's a fucking mess.
Why not just do it in the shower?
That's worse, I think.
Why? This just all goes
Toilet,
down the
you
drain.
just-
Because
you
it's
just-
yeah, but
you
the
just
drain
waddle
gets stuck
over-
in the drain.
Yeah, but
If
I
you do it in
need,
the toilet, it's like
Right.
it's more of a it
Yeah.
gets out of there better.
and I just realized after doing this for so long that I did it. I always did it sitting AC Slate or standing AC Slater style. I was like, I don't know why I've always done it this way. I could just stand over it like normal. Like
Would
I'm
you ever go?
Pop-
Well,
a squat.
how about because if you're standing the normal way, you're facing outward, and then somebody walks in, and then it's weird.
My dog.
Trying to help
He
you.
knows I'm weird.
What would you have? Would you ever?
How about this
do
advice?
waxing?
How about this advice I heard the other day? Be the person your dog thinks you are.
Well,
I really like that.
the thing is I would
A
disagree
furious
with that.
masturbator.
I would disagree with that because, so in terms of energy medicine, everybody has a frequency. Dogs are drawn to your frequency,
Right.
which would mean that you're a good person. You're judging yourself by even saying that and judging other people.
They're like a mirror.
This is more like a country song lyric than
No.
it was really like
Well,
analytical.
Well, I'm just saying
Be the person your dog thinks you are.
you are the person your dog thinks you are. I'm sorry. If you think I'm analyzing it, that's fine. But you are the person your dog thinks you
This
are
is
because.
like Eckhart Tolle shit. Yeah, we're getting deep.
love
Okay,
that.
I think Kim's right.
Thank you.
I believe. Look,
Eric's
valid
trying to
point.
redeem himself
Valid-
out there.
Damn it!
Yeah,
you
valid
knew
po-
it, didn't
valid
you?
point.
You saw right through it.
even that was even passive aggressive. The way he tried to jump in like that.
Gosh, I'm glad we should podcast
So
more
sassy.
often,
So
that,
sassy.
so that he can express his
I was
feelings.
gonna let you finish that sentence.
It's a comedy business podcast. None of this is real.
Right. Exactly. What about psychedelics?
Comics are just the most disturbed people very often.
Can be. Yeah. I mean, they usually have most. I would say almost all of them have some crazy traumatic stuff in their life.
Yeah,
Makes them interesting though.
absolutely.
Sadly,
Well, what it
most
is-
most Americans I would know have something pretty bad at some point,
Absolutely. I mean, and
and that's not like a pessimistic thing. It's just kind of like taking your own senses.
my own this is my own theory, Kim.
Starting to sound like
my
Alex
own
Jones there.
my own theory from observing has always been that somebody that's doing like drugs and alcohol
cool?
not every time, but very often, an addict is either uber smart. A lot of times uber smart, super creative, like can't stop their brain, and that's a way that stops it, and then
Sure.
they can, I mean, then you can get addicted. A comic is really a brilliant person. The way that they can manipulate language and read a crowd and stuff like that. I mean, and when I taught elementary school, the kids that were funny and witty, I mean, you can see it early on, and they're really, really brilliantly smart. They can't delivering a pause at the exact right time and waiting and having that patience. And I mean, witty people are very often super smart. So a comic, I think they learned. You're welcome. I was playing
gonna
on your
take it as
words
a
of
compliment.
affirmation. But a comic, like for them to, they've adapted that skill. A lot of them, have adapted that skill throughout, like a way to find laughter, humor, maybe even being that person in their family.
I'd say deflection a lot
Jim
of the time.
Carrey talks about like that he was the person. His life was so terrible. He found a way to make it funny.
Right.
Later, so yeah, it
It's
is
a defense
yeah.
defense mechanism. It's also an avoidance thing.
I mean, Saturday Night Live is like riddled with these comics that have, have had so many problems. Have you seen the documentary Cracked Up?
I think.
Oh my gosh, you have to
I've
watch
watched
it.
I'm
that
such a
Dar-
comedy nerd. I've watched.
I've
The
watched-
Daryl Hammond one?
Yes, and I watched
Yeah.
it. I would like.
That was
Floridian.
surprising.
I know this is how I know for myself when something is like when I am like really passionate about it. I love it. I'm watching or watching it or listening to a podcast. I have to pause it, and I'm like start pacing around the room, and I'm like processing it, and then I go back.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, that podcast. I mean, because I know
I do
it.
power squat, so I guess I get it. Yeah.
Like the documentary Heal. I mean, but pretty much so. Most of that documentary is a life I lived, and so I love when I hear people talking about it, and I'm just so fired up that that message is being spoken.
Well, the two guys you brought up are impression guys, which it leans more towards an actor thing where you're trying to escape. That's more escapism. I always looked at because you're trying to be someone else, right? Right.
Yeah,
So
and he-
like,
yeah, that's
and a lot
a-
of impression guys. Jim Carrey is. I don't know. I think Daryl Hammond did stand up later. I don't know if he was just a pure stand up. I think like Dana Carvey, Jim Carrey, those guys were different because they could fucking crush it on stage without impressions. And so they're kind of anomalies. But when you look at a lot of just straight up impression people, they're more the actor type. Where I dated actresses in LA, and I was like, these the stereotype is true. It's like they got nothing. They're empty vessels. It was like, oh wow, if you're not pretending to be someone else, it's not. You got nothing.
Vapid.
Wow.
Yeah, and so it was one of those things where like, the stand-ups like Chappelle is a great example of like that. He's thinking philosophically and he's thinking, but he's funny as shit. But
But he's very empathic.
Yeah, and he started early and he's just super smart, like super bright, right?
Yeah.
His parents, I think, were both like college professors, right? But still had this empathic part of him that could understand the hood and could understand the parts of, I think he's from DC, where it was like he was in that, because DC is such a conflicting. Well, Chris Rock was from a preacher family. That's why he paces like that. That's why he has that cadence where he's almost preaching. And so
What about Bert Kreischer? He just
my comedy big bro, as I like to say, that he doesn't know is my big bro. Bert, if you listen to Bert, I show him stuff from Two Bears One Cave all the time. Bert's got this crazy anxiety that pushes him through that I never saw until I really listened to him on podcasts. Like I love the guy.
He's definitely somebody who's looking to gain approval.
Yeah, and he'll tell you that
do
too.
anything to get a laugh.
But like he's one of those guys that I didn't get what pushes him to be that party guy.
Yeah, I never saw that.
You don't
until what I saw on his Netflix special.
But that's an act,
it's
right?
Not a
that's
special.
why they call it an act.
But it's the series, The Cabin. He's got one special where he calls his girls on the phone and they ask him something.
But he's a good dad. He gives a shit.
I know, and I could see on the thing where I just had this moment where I thought that he's not acting. He asked them a question like, "What do you think about me?" or something to that effect, and they start answering, and he's kind of like, "Okay, oh yeah."
He knows he's sensitive like to that stuff. My daughter was like, "Dad, I almost started crying. She was like, You're doing a good job trying to be a girl dad."
Oh, come on.
My allergies are kicking up.
Did she?
Yeah, and I was like, she's like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "Nothing."
You both are good girl dads.
Try to be.
Thank you.
Try to be. I'm trying to learn how to French braid so she can have it like Elsa,
Oh, I can teach you.
Yeah, that's tough.
Mimi, her grandma's, my mom's got it under control. She's been teaching me.
The good thing about the French braid is that that lasts a long. You get it in there and then
do that once a week.
Yep.
Sure.
Ship them
not
off.
with her. Not with her. But what I'm saying is there's. I think anybody that is dynamic or has kind of that successful thing, whatever it is, I look at comedians and entrepreneurs really almost similar personality types. It's just a different form function kind of thing. Like they're manic, but they have a good amount of ego, sometimes too much to push you through. You have these ideas that you don't know if they're going to work until like you really try it out.
That's why Eric and I are such a good pair.
Yeah.
Because
Are y'all dating?
No.
Okay.
No. Let's
Work
not start.
dating.
Yeah. Oh,
From
work,
9 to
wife,
5.
and husband. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we'll wrap it up because your computer died, I think. And,
Yep.
And we're at
no
an hour.
outro music.
So you get double the fun on this episode because when we got Timothy Lackey in,
We just can't stop.
empathcoaching.com, and whatever she's drinking in that Yeti looks like
This is-
old orange juice.
Thank God it's a cup that isn't
It
see
looks like
through.
bad
She was
f-
drinking out of mason jars around the
looks like-
office, and it looked like she was drinking jars of pee all the time. I was like,
Because
you gotta
my
get a
It
different
looks
cup.
like old Fun Dip
My
with some
beverages
water
are
in it.
healthy.
I didn't say it wasn't healthy. I just said it looks
Yeah.
like
I
you're
like
drinking
those
urine all the
those
time.
are my moments of laughter when Eric highlights that it looks like I'm drinking pee or
He's keeping you in check.
He's totally
That's how he
keeping me in
shows his
check.
love.
That's
The
why I
top of
said-
my comedy
That's
game.
why I said you two.
All right, let's close this out. Thanks for
Thanks,
listening.
guys.
Subscribe, rate, review. empathcoaching.com.